What I want to share is that this happened to me. Is unfortunate happened to me because this the kind of during this time. And I show these pictures to all is that you can see, and most of those folks from Kedah or Penang. If you see this picture, this was taken from the newspaper that in 2019, that was last year in August, we have a storm, very strong storm, sweep through northern state, and it killed one in Kedah and hurt 5 people in Penang. But of course, these 5 people in Penang is none other than not me, although I was hurt, but it was minor one. And I want to share with you on this. You can see that this happened in 2019 in August. If you look at the date on the newspaper, it's 10th of August, and that is quite a bad one for the northern state, right? And here goes what happened. And this happened to me. Now on the same day, I actually staying in Aitan, Penang, and the heavy rainstorm and wind also affected my area. And you see the on my finger that day, actually I have the potted plant. It is the bamboo plant is about 12 feet and it is planted on the big pot, and the plant was fell down. And after when I saw the plant fell down, I tried to go and move it. And when I was moving the pot, I was not careful. I injured my finger, and you can see that the whole nail is almost coming out. And I went to see a doctor. The doctor was telling me that, hey, uncle, your hand injured. Based on this condition, it's going to take at least 6 to 7 months for you to grow back your fingernail. I was so worried because it was so painful at that time. And then the doctor have to, inject my finger before he start removing the fingernail. And the fingernail was removed. Right now, subsequently every alternate day I have to go to the clinic for dressing. And if you look at the second chart I have, it actually during the time before this, the doctor actually give me some medications, and there are 5 types of different medication I have, including this antibiotic and the painkiller and few others. And the doctor says, hey, you cannot take any other thing except this medication. I decided, because I hear a lot of the input from various members who start sharing about the Hemohim, I decided to start taking Hemohim. On the 2 weeks later, I started taking Hemohim, and you can see that I take sachet a day, and it started to start improving on my finger. Next. And you see the date by after the first week, or after taking Hemohim for 1 week, you can see that my finger improve. It grow back. You start to see that if you see that this part nail is start to growing after taking Hemohim, right? This one is the one, and then it was by just before Christmas. Just before Christmas is about 4 months later, my finger grow back. Okay, and this is how effective how effective that and I went back to see the doctor and show the doctor, and the doctor say, oh, there is something miracle in the sense, because amazing result, because most people are seeing that you have seen is take about 6 to 7 months to grow back. So this is something is amazing, that the Hemohim helps the us to improve the immune system, and yet have a very fast recovery rate. For the speed of recovery rate is very, very fast. So it is something that I would strongly recommend those folks that have not tried this and have any of this injury. You can try it, and you can see that the result is fantastic, right? Next. Oh, this one, another case also, it happens to me. It is kind of very unfortunate. It happens to me. You know, as we recall, in March this year, every one of us are affected because of MCO. And we were, you know, forced to stay home, not allowed to go out for exercise and everything. And in June this year, turned out to be a bad month for me personally, because I was having to stay at home. I didn't go for exercise. And you see this chart here, this one, it's me, that because I don't go exercise, and I kind of in June itself, I ate a lot of durian. I think there's many of these people in the group probably will be also a durian lover. And I took a lot of rambutan and mangosteen. Suddenly, I started to see that I myself feel very, very thirsty. I have to drink a lot of water during this time. And after it, because I drink a lot of water, I have to go to the toilet almost 3 to 4 times a night. The water I take is a lot, almost 3 to 4 times the normally I take. So I have to go to the toilet 3 to 4 times a night, right? And after that, I feel very, very tired, lack of energy, and so on. And also getting very sleepy and no energy. I want to walk also very, very tired, you know. And then ended up myself, I have to take some the advice. From there, it noted that actually from my relative who has been diabetes patient before, and started suspecting that I probably get the hit and affected my diabetes. And this chart here is basically going to show that early sign of the diabetes. Actually, you see that you personally you are very, very what do you call that, feeling very weak, and then you don't have the good appetite, you cannot eat, and at the same time you are very weak, and then subsequently you feel that the extremely low sign of this problem that you have, right? Here you see here the wording here, and then what I did was, because of that, we do a self-test. This happens to be my brother-in-law came by and take a test for me, and he found that the test shows that the blood glucose, or the normal word is sugar level, is reading was 29.8. And this is actually for those of us who doesn't know any of these sickness. We don't even know what is 29.8. And when he tests me and says 29.8, he said, you better go to see doctor immediately, right? And very high. And this was taken during the after dinner at night, right? In the evening. So it's very, very high. Actually, when I go to see doctor, I say very high. Ben, can you go to next? Okay, I want to share with you all. This is what happened on the 26th of June. That was the day evening that we took a blood test at home, and the reading was 29.8. 29.8. Next day, I went to clinic, and that is because of at night I fast, because I don't take anything from night until next morning. It's about 9 o'clock. I went to a clinic. The clinic took a test. It showed that it's 19.8. And 19.8 is actually very, very high also. And then on that day itself, the doctor referred me to the general hospital. The clinic says it's very risky for me, so they referred me to the general hospital. So I took the test in the hospital, and that day the reading is 20 at the hospital, and they give me metformin. Metformin is one of the drugs that they given to me. This is the one, the boxes. Those of you can see, and it's diabetes patient. This is a medicine that the doctor will recommend, right? And after that, we took taken this metformin. The blood sugar level came down slightly, and to be like 17, 18. I went back to the hospital. The hospital doctor was telling me that he had to give me additional stronger medicine, right? After taking this glycoside, my blood sugar reading dropped to 10.7. That was the 2 days after I taken this, and then the day after I decided to say that the doctor was telling me that I should not take any supplement, just take this medicine they recommended. I decided to go ahead and take Hemohim. After some discussion with actually C.T. Chan also encouraged me to take this the Hemohim. I started taking Hemohim, and it went down right from 10.7 to 7.4 after taking Hemohim. And I continue to take the Hemohim, and my blood test reading after almost 1 week, it came now to 6.2. Okay, and then it continued to take another 1 more week. It came now to 5.7. Right, and this is the time that actually I started to slow down, or I reduced my medication without the doctor advice. I just want to see how effective it is, and I start reducing the medication to 1 time a day, and surprisingly, it continued to drop. So by the time on the 25th of July, my blood reading was at 4.7, right? And then I continue to do that, and it hit 4.5, right? 4.5. And after this, we started to see doctor. I went back to the doctor and see my result. I said, hey, my reading is so low. Can I reduce the medication? He said, yeah, we should reduce it, but before that, why don't you try it? One day, you go and take your food, 2 hours after that, and do a reading, right? If your reading is 9 and or below, they are good. But if they are above 9, then you should continue taking your medication. So in fact, when after taking the lunch, 2 hours later, I do a reading, it was 7.6. That means it actually is below 9. That means it's good. So I went to the doctor again. The doctor said it's good, but still insists that I reduce the dosage. And I try it. Without taking the medication. The next day I would do a reading. It came down actually to 6.1. Okay, to 6.1. So that means to say, without the medication, and I just continue to take Hemohim, it actually continued to do well in terms of the control, the sugar level. So all in all, if you look at this, I summarize it in just about 2 months, total in 2 months. Actually, the blood sugar level has come back to very normal, right? To very normal. And thereafter, I actually went to see doctor. The doctor says, okay, you just continue to take very minimum amount of medication, and we will take a blood test again in 3 months' time. So I wanted to share with all that this is this chart that is shown here. It does indicate that if any person that have this blood sugar reading at 1.1 to 3.9, that one is actually very low. Is low, too low. If it is 3.9. And if the person that have 4.0 to 6.0, it is optimal, right, which is good. Then it's 6.1 to 8 is ideal. Those that have 8.1 to 10 actually need to be careful because they're suboptimal. And those 10.1 to 33, they are almost like the depression and very high, on the very dangerous level already. So this chart itself, I hope it does help to explain what it was showing, that the result that I showed just now in terms of the reading that we do a test ourselves, right? Next. Yeah. Now I also just take a picture of this that shown by other members, that this member that I kind of taken from the slide that they share, that the person actually injured the leg, and you will see that what he or she is sharing is that actually the injured leg happened to be on the 4th of February 2019, right? And then it started taking Hemohim. And you can see that by the time on 19th of February, just about the 17 days, slightly over a month, you can see the recovery rate of the leg is so much different from the time that the person get injured. So this shows that the Hemohim actually also help tremendously in terms of the recovery rate for injury, as the same as what I have, right? And as well as the diabetes, because I injured my finger and get the recovery, and the same thing happened to this person that took the Hemohim and improved tremendously in terms of recovery rate, right? And you look at the Hemohim itself, many of our members are enjoying it in terms of through their improve their immune system. But you look at in terms of the value, one set of the Hemohim, which is the value at 390 ringgit, right? 390 ringgit, which is also you get the 54,600 point PV, right? And this one set actually have the inside, you got the 60 sachet, and you work out to be like one sachet is only about 6 ringgit 50 cents only. But if a person buy a 4 set, it costs 1,420 and 200,000 PV. and this work out to success work out to be less than 6 ringgit, is somewhere about 5 ringgit and 91 cent, right? So it is something that is very, very effective supplement that people can take. And good thing is that this also is for our Muslim the members. This is a halal, right? There's a halal the certificate shown here that Muslim members can also consume. Next. Okay, I think that's all I have for this sharing.